when the bodies of those slain soldiers were being lowered yesterday, brought a lot of emotions, and one couldn't control it for those soldiers who were said to be on a peace mission in that community, and they were gruesomely murdered. What are you learning as a leader of thought in that area?
Yes, I have said before that there is so much to learn. What has been in the news is the narrative that the soldiers went on a peace mission and they were killed. For whatever reason, nothing calls for that kind of killing of soldiers, for whatever reason, whether they were on peace mission, whether they were on a conventional patrol, whatever reason, no military officer, no soldier of the Nigerian army will be killed that way. And so it was most unfortunate. But that is what has been said. My surprise is that we keep pushing that narrative. And for the reason I can't understand. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, came all out to say it clearly that, of course, the military, the army, knows how those soldiers were killed and who was behind the killing, and that they were closing in on the suspect. Then, yesterday, during the burial, the president gave a different, from his speech, they were still holding on to the point that, yes, they were killed by youths or persons in the Okuama community when they went on a peace mission. It is beginning to look like a display of cross purposes. That shouldn't happen. Let's hold on to a narrative. We have said before that that level of tragedy, that kind of thing couldn't have happened from just a peace mission. As so much is underlying it. And that much was also confirmed by the Army High Command. The topmost person in the military, in the army, that is the Chief of Defense Staff. So I wouldn't understand why there should be a counter narrative even alongside that.
So give us the narrative from the people's point of view. If the military has a narrative, if the government has a narrative, you as a leader of thought within that area, give us what exactly is the true picture of things. Was there a peace mission from the information and knowledge that you have?
The background was such that peace mission, there was a kind of misunderstanding between two communities, Okoloba and Okuama. Okoloba being an Ijaw community, and then Okuama being an Urhobo community. But it is not so much about the ethnic division. These communities are intertwined. They are so integrated in so many ways. In tradition, in marriages, in so many ways, they are integrated. And if there is any kind of dispute, it's something that can be handled. But this time, maybe the level was a bit above the ordinary. And the story is that the Delta State government actually went into it. The Delta State government was on top of it. Meetings were called. Our calls were signed. And everything was okay. Then the next we had was that military officers and men went to the place on a peace mission. Who invited them for that peace mission has not been clearly stated. Was it the leadership of the community? Was it the political leadership, that is the leadership of the local government? The two communities spread between two local governments, Bomadi local government and Ughelli South local government. Are we talking of the leadership of the local government that invited them for that peace mission? Are we talking of the community leaders that invited them for that peace mission? All of that has not been established.
But what can we establish? that those who say this was not about land dispute.
No.
That this was maybe about oil, illegal oil bunkering, and some of the tussle between these communities about a whole lot of stuff relating to oil. Is that true?
It's very true. It's very true. Nothing so grave happens in the Niger Delta without oil underlining it. That has been said before. And that has also been confirmed by the Chief of Army Staff. When we are fishing for other facts, is what I don't understand. Let's keep that narrative. What will happen is that whoever is accessory in any way to the killing, if investigation brings that person out, fine. Nobody is going to query that. Nobody is going to raise issues.
But Mr. Ogbodo, what are the facts on the ground as the community knows it now? What are the facts? Because the community seems to have their own fact, and what they do know as against the fact that those who believe that if there are conflict between two communities, Okoloba on one hand, Okuama on one hand, that those who think in that community that why is the pressure on Okuama community? What exactly was the reason why the Okuama people believe that there was too much of pressure and there was a side taking against them?
Yes, because what we hear and what everybody says is that youths of Okuama community killed the soldiers. And the Okuama community, they are not even in a stead. As we talk today, the community does not exist.
What do you mean?
In time and space. Of course, the military has taken over the community. We don't even know where the people are. Nobody reaches the leaders. They have all gone underground. And so they are not even able to present their own story. They have not said anything. What we are running with is a single narrative as told by the army, the military authority.
Is it true that the youths, rampaging youths of the community killed the soldiers?
That is the issue for determination. And that is why the president set up an investigation team. And no investigation has been done. That has not been established. And so to come to that conclusion is just judicial.
But there are some key elements, some key personalities,
yes,
who are so-called the big boys, which you know some of the facts that have been thrown around the conversation and narrative within the Urhobo community and the Ijaw community about these personalities, some of them who have been in government before, and some of them who are deeply involved in oil refining and illegal bunkering and all what have you. And these are some of the facts that could help the nation to be able to know where exactly we are headed. What can you tell us? What exactly are the grievances or the conflict? What was the bottom line of the conflict?
So if all of this is known to the authorities, why are they not just doing that?
Can you tell us? That's why you are here.
Yes.
To let us know what the facts that are not out there, what we do not know. That's why you're here.
What we do not know, or the facts that are not out, is that it is not true that those gallant officers would have been taken out by just community boys. There's so much to it. And the story is that they were not just only killed, their bodies were mutilated. And so there was some kind of anger, some kind of an attempt to just pull out something, to get even with some grievance. And so it's deeper than community. I said in one forum that community, as we know it, is just a rural community, does not have the capacity to deliver that level of tragedy. And when the president said this thing was going to be investigated, we were all happy. But the military is pushing against every other view and maintaining that persons from Okuama killed those soldiers.
Maybe because they were killed on Okuama soil.
Well, the thing is this. The Okuama community is on the bank of the Forcados River. So also is the Okoloba community. The bodies were discovered downstream the Forcados River. I will not be able to say whether they were killed there. Anybody could have killed anybody anywhere. That is the truth. But I'm saying that the way the officers got there, the way they were taken out, it's not something that sits well with some community arrangement. A video that was trending about the young man saying who killed the people. Since the incident, there have been a lot of theories, a lot of conspiracies. Anybody could create anything, which is why we should give every chance for that investigation to be done properly. And the military is not to do that investigation.
Who should do it?
Of course, the military does not do investigation. The police is there. The DSS is there. In any case, the military is the one that is injured. And I have always said that if we don't do a few things about the way we engage the military, we are not going to get out of this so soon. The military is an institution created by law. And the military, there is no law that sets up the military that also says that if the military suffers an injury, it is within the military to seek remedy. It's not done that way. And so the military must find some ways to say, oh, we are injured. And the injury is presented to appropriate authority to carry on.
So how do you hope, how would you suppose that the federal government should handle the investigation?
Investigation should be handled by independent persons, independent institutions. The police is there. The DSS, the secret police is there. We have other agencies that can do it. There should be a collaboration between this. But the military, nobody can even enter the place. The governor was not able to access the place.
Why? Because the military took over?
Yeah, the military said the governor could not enter because the place was not safe for him to enter. And as we talk, they made it look like, oh, something could happen in a crossfire. Is there real crossfire in Okuama? No crossfire now. It's just a single fire now. It's the military that is firing. Is that the other side that is returning fire against the military? The answer is no.
So the military, the community has been sacked at the moment.
It's sacked.
But how would you be able to know this? Because you said that there no access to the community.
Because we are not able to get there. We are not able to talk to anybody. And nothing is happening there. Nobody can get there. Nobody can get there. And the video that came out was the video of a community in flame. And so how do we get there to confirm that the military is that we didn't do it?
What is your biggest fear, Mr. Ogbodo? The people who have probably carried out this dastardly act must have been people who are heavily armed. You are inferring that this might be militants who are heavily armed and that no ordinary youth of Okuama could have done this. Is that what you are saying?
I think it couldn't have been said better than what the chief of defense staff said. He said it on national television and everybody heard him. That they know who did it. See, we are talking of 4 commissioned officers of the Nigerian Army and then the rank and file going for a mission, and they were taken out like that. They didn't have any form of cover. They were just taken out like that. Who actually invited them for that peace mission? Has that question been asked and answered?
But does that also give the reason to the gruesome murder, even if that has not been answered?
We have said over and over that nothing explains it, nothing justifies it. Nothing justifies it.
Unfortunately, they are not able to live to tell their own stories.
Yes.
Because they're gruesomely taken out.
Which is why the investigation should be total, so that lesson can be learned.
Yeah,
because the military itself...
Yeah, it was said that 18 or so people went on that mission, but only one person returned. What insight do you have into that?
I don't have any insight into that. The thing we knew, or so far the thing we have been made to know is that all military officers that went were taken out.
But there is
that also is
a civilian.
That also is an angle. How come military men were taken out and a civilian had the ability to escape fire?
Who is this civilian?
I don't even know him. And so the military, because he is now the prime witness, the person that has given all the details, of how those military men were taken out. Questions will be asked that in a conflict situation, who is more equipped to maneuver his way? Is it the civilian or the trainer?
Let's bring this conversation home. Mr. Ogbodo, yes. Are you